My name is Makawe, and I'm a film student at UKZN, and I'm also a project support officer at the Center for the Creative Art, the CCA. I'd like to welcome everyone to this webinar titled Pitching Session Children's Film, which will give filmmakers a unique opportunity to pitch their films and get constructive feedback. Now, before we start, here are a few housekeeping rules. If you're not speaking, please make sure to have your microphone on mute. And also, if you have any questions, please write them in the chat box and our moderators will be sure to pass them to the panel. I'd also like to thank our audiences, our supporters, and all our supporters and our sponsors, with a special mention to the Nelson Mandela Children's Festival who made this session possible. Now, before I waste any more time, I would like to hand over to Justin and Feroz. Please take it away.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this wonderful session that's part of the Nelson Mandela Children's Film Festival in partnership or in association with the Durban International Film Festival. We are really very excited because we have been working around children's films and pitching ideas for children's films for several decades. I think we probably started the Children and Broadcasting Foundation in round about 1993, and we've been part of the World Summits that happen on children's media. So this is a long story, and I'm so happy to see so many of my friends, international friends, who are sitting with us, who are part of this journey with us. And we are extremely happy to have Nadia Bobolia from the National Association of Broadcasters, who is also a board member of the CBFA, Beth Carmona from Brazil, Kids, who goes back many years with us, with Prisioness and Prisioness in her own festival that she does in Latin America. And we love to see you, Beth. Thank you for joining us. And then we have Leonard Strom, who is from Brain and also a partner for many years, who actually has the wonderful task of choosing the top 3 best pitches for today that will hopefully go on to Sweden, where you will present your stories. So we wish you all luck. And the 3 people in charge there are Nadia, Beth, and Leonard. I also want to thank the Film and Publications Board who is with us. Lynette, hi. We have just shown the promo video for the Film and Publications, which is so important around quality media for children and to understand the guidelines as well as the regulations around what we do not call censorship, right, Lynette? We call it guidelines of sorts. And I would like you to take a minute to say hello to everybody. Welcome, Lynette.
Hi, thanks for those, and I'm so glad to be with you guys and to be able to support this very important section of the filming sector. I think we are always happy to contribute positively to the growth of our film sector in South Africa and in Africa.
Thank you so much and welcome. So we have about, I say between 10 and 13 pitches because some people might not get online, or there might be a technical glitch. Basically, just to let everybody know how we do this is each person is allowed 3 minutes, which we will time. So if I could please ask Nadia, Beth, and Leonard to time people. And we have said that we stop at 3 minutes. So it's 3 minutes, wherever they are, they stop. Each of them or most of them have been through a pitch doctor, and the pitch doctor will speak just before they present to give us an overview of the people whom they helped and where they think, there were strengths or weaknesses, and then they go straight into the pitch. So we will do it exactly as we had rehearsed before, Jan Willem. We will start with you. So then we'll go from you then to Amina, and we've got the list. And I don't want to waste too much time because we literally have 1 hour in which to do this pitch. But I have to say that I'm so excited by what we've seen, the quality of work that we've seen, the tenacity and hard work from those who are pitching. And I also want to thank whom we call in our mentors, stroke pitch doctors, because as usual, they give so much of their time, their energy, and their expertise. And as you know, in the sector, there is no money. So it's not like people are getting paid to be here. Everybody's doing this with passion, with love, and really wanting to build the sector, both in terms of children's media, but also in terms of our continent, Africa. As we know, we do not produce children's films, unfortunately, and still people think that, they'll start off making a children's film so that they can grow up to make this wonderful other big film, where in fact, as we learned when we started off those days at Pre-Jeunesse, and we saw people who are now my age, when I was 20 years younger, and you wondered how they gave their whole lives' work to children. So we hope to encourage the people who are pitching today to make that a vocation, so that you begin to see the necessity about producing quality media for children, because really that's where you make a difference. You do not make a difference when they're already adults. They've already made up their minds about who they are. So I wish you all luck, and I thank you so much for supporting us. Jan Willem, I'll go straight into you. You have 1 minute.
Thank you for those for telling that we're not flexible anymore as adults, but okay, that's another story. Hello, everybody. One question for those is for the people who pitch the 3 minutes. When they're pitching, they probably might lose their eye on the time. Can they get a signal? Are you going to ring a bell?
Beth, can we ring a bell, Nadia?
Ring. Might be help.
You might do this. Say 1 minute.
Yes, the last. Yes, that would be helpful to get the 1 minute.
And then this, done.
Okay. Okay. Yes, very happy to present three projects by three great people. First, we start with Sabo and her project COVID-19. There you go. Good luck.
Hello, everybody. I'm just going to share my screen quickly. Okay, so the title of my film is Since 2020, a COVID-19 film. It's a docudrama. The duration is 15 minutes. The target group is children from the age of 8 to 13 years. And the theme and mood is a journey through the point of view of children playing a role into bettering of the environment, children adapting to COVID-19 rules and regulation, children's voices throughout the film. The cast will be only children. And the logline, a school project that made Sake and his friends become brave boys in the community. The name of the project was One Good Deed. Synopsis, Sake, the 10-year-old boy from Side B, Kailicha, Cape Town. Sake lives playing soccer with his friends in the streets of Side B. In almost every street in Side B, there are drain blockages. The leakage in the drains get the boys sick when they play with the ball. Sake's friends get very sick and end up in hospital. The group of boys get an assignment at school. The assignment's name is One Good Deed. Sake and his friends work together during lockdown while the schools are on hold. In his assignment is to get the drains in his neighborhood unblocked by the municipality. And this is his one good deed. He gets his schoolmates, his friends from the neighborhood to help him with his assignment. One day after the lockdown break, he goes to school and to find out that his teacher doesn't come to class. He gets a substitute teacher, and the bad news is that the teacher passed away because of COVID-19. The children take their matter into their own hands. The municipality is not doing anything to solve the drain system blockage. So the boys go up and down the municipality offices trying to get help, but they don't get help because they think they are just kidding around. The cinematic, the look, we have cinematic tracking shots of what's happening in the whole film. There will be cameras placed in the eye levels of the children. Will be dialogues in between them. The importance of this film, the story talks about real characters, so it's real life. Raw and rich images of township small boys doing what they think is right. There's authentic stories, voices from the eyes. The voices from the eye, the voices from the children and the eyes, the views from the children. I'll be teaching the children how to make films, so this will be very important because I will be taking them through everything step by step. So after this film, they'll know how films are done through their cell phones. So I'll be teaching them through cell phones. Film to be made as soon as possible because the characters are at the age of starting to use substances. So now, because there's lockdown and the schools are closed, there's a lot of time to get busy with substances. So, and also the film brings hope and love and brightness into the lives of these boys because everything is now dull and miserable because of COVID-19. This is a short film I made yesterday with the boys. It's already now a movement. They know about it and they know it's happening. Sorry. Let me go back.
We are past 1 minute. We're past 3 minutes.
I'd like you guys, everybody, to please support the making of since 2020 a COVID-19 film. This is the budget. It's 19,360. Those are my contact details. Thank you very much.
Great, Sapo. I couldn't hear exactly what Leonard said. Was it 1 minute to go, or was it already 3 minutes when you announced?
It was 1 minute ago. No, it was overtime.
Okay. I'm sorry for that. We should have. I should have said stop. Then I'm sorry.
Excuse me. Hello. There is a problem, technical problem in my team, Arshana and Derek Kanjoy, and they said there is a problem. Will you please tell your technical guy?
Derek says he's in. Derek says he's in. So if they write to you, they must just write to me now. He says he's in now, Derek. Derek, are you in? I just got a WhatsApp. He says we are in.
Okay, so let's continue. Thank you very much, Sapo.
Thank you.
We move on to Cindy and later Cindy and Rogers. First, Cindy will present, I think, Handshake. Yeah, go ahead, Cindy. 3 minutes. We don't hear you. Does anyone hear
Hello,
Cindy?
everyone. Sorry about that. Sorry, I was muted. Yes, I'm called Cindy Magara. I'm presenting a project titled The Handshake. It's premised on an aspirant athletics champion who realizes that the glamour and glitz of sports celebrities is a facade. She faces and must overcome the dilemma of choosing between training and attend the Olympics or abandoning it and return to school. Oh, man.
It's okay, darling. Don't get too nervous.
My slides can't move.
It's okay. It's okay. Technical, can you help us? I don't think they can help us because the slides are with you. So just go back and try again.
Yeah, I think I'll just stop sharing and share again.
Yes.
Sorry about that. I should be able to make it in 3 minutes.
It's okay, Cindy.
Yeah, that's all right.
You started off very well. Continue.
Oh, dear. Okay, here it moves. I was just wondering what. Okay, should have been something buffering or whatever. That's my project. That's the premise that I've already talked about this aspirant athletic champion who realizes the glamour and glitz of sports celebrities is a facade. She faces and must overcome the dilemma of choosing between training and attend the Olympics or abandoning it and return to school. So here's the background. I would like you to imagine that you are a girl who has got an opportunity to participate in the Olympics, and you are extremely excited by the possibility of winning the medal and getting a presidential handshake, only to realize that the former medalists are wallowing in poverty because of dishonesty. Here's a storyline. Finally permitted to follow her dreams of becoming a sports champion, Aguma, 15 years old, trains hard for the upcoming Olympic Games. Her interactions with the former champions brings her to the realization that their supposed glamorous lives are a facade. Faced with the dilemma of choosing between her dream and returning to school, Aguma continues with the Olympics and wins a medal. At the state banquet, where with other medalists, Aguma receives a presidential handshake, she shocks the nation when she makes a political speech about the dire circumstances of the former medalists. She decides to donate her medal to the country's museum and give her word money to help the former medalists. So the key characters in this project are Aguma, who is a sports enthusiast and fanatical about sports celebrities. She's an only child to a middle-class family. She's brilliant among the top 15 of her class, but she wants to abandon school to focus on athletics, which brings conflict between her and her parents. Then we have a trainer, the former athletic champion. You could imagine an example of Dorcas Nzukuru, who is a medalist in Uganda. She's very enthusiastic about sports, but she is broke, which intrigues this young enthusiast to find out, why is this former medalist like this? So a few of the production highlights I envisage for this project it's going to be a sports drama about 6 to 90 minutes long, targeting an audience of 11 to 17 years old. And this is my budget estimate. And it's really an estimate because I've not completed the full script, about 500,000 euros. Why handshake? Why the handshake? I feel this story highlights the significance of sports and motivates youth to follow their dreams in a context where education is given priority over talent. It also exposes the predicaments of sportsmen or of sports in general, for example, whereby the sports personnel or the champions are not paid by their trainers, or they get unfulfilled promises. Thank you so very much. That's the end of my presentation.
Great, Cindy. With the technical problems, you're a little bit over time, but I think everybody saw that you prepared the 3 minutes very well. Thank you very much. And now we go to a project of Cindy and Roger's, and I think Roger will present Paparazzi, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go, Roger. We don't hear you.
Roger? It shows online. Possibly he's struggling with the internet or to get online, but...
Yes. The microphone is open. Roger, can you hear us? Roger. That's an old joke from Flying High. I hope you've seen that great, crazy movie.
Roger, if you're having any technical glitch, can I present it?
Yes, go ahead, Cindy. I think we have to. And if Roger manages to get in, then we'll connect him.
Okay. Let me just open the project.
Thank you for solving it.
Paparazzi, jeez.
There's Roger.
Oh dear. Roger?
Roger has started. Go ahead, Roger. We don't hear you.
He has to unmute himself.
Okay, sorry. I've been having a problem with network.
Okay, great. You managed now. Go ahead. You have 3 minutes.
Okay, I'm called Roger Zatkunda. I'll be pitching Paparazzi, co-authored with Cindy Magara. It's premised on a COVID-19 lockdown in Uganda with no clear government support, where 2 orphaned children use art to fend for themselves and rescue their house from a land grabber. To understand this story, I want you to imagine that you are 2 minors who have just lost your dad. The COVID-19 lockdown is impending. Your street vending mother dies in an accident. A greedy businessman is after your only property, and you have no contact of any relative. So 2 orphaned siblings, Rosa and Nita, survive by drawing and peddling pictures on streets to put food on the table and expose Devo, a land-grabbing businessman. The siblings take and leak images of their brutal eviction to the press, stirring public outcry and calls for Devo's arrest. The exposure gives birth to a paparazzi legend in the community as media houses scramble to scoop the first interview with the children. The key characters are Razo 13, quick-witted, a primary 7 candidate who loves photography. His sister Nita, 12, is a gifted artist who spends most of her time drawing pictures. And their opponent, Devo, 45, is a potty-bellied tycoon fond of grabbing poor people's land. Key production highlights: it's a drama. It will run for 60 to 90 minutes, targeting 10-year-olds and plus. We estimate it will cost between $700,000. Why we must make paparazzi now? This film will inspire child-headed families in Uganda and sub-Saharan Africa by showing the benefits of resilience and art. In summary, the film shows talent plus art plus hard work equals survival in a dog-eat-dog society. We could compare it to the Wooden Camera, another South African movie set in a slum. Okay. The overall message is that art can be the soft power to the seemingly powerless. I thank you so much for listening to me.
Thank you so much, Roger. Thank you also for solving the technical problem so quickly and having this perfect 3-minute presentation together with Cindy. For those, I will give the word back to you. I'm very proud of these 3 people. I really think they have 3 wonderful projects. It will be very hard for the jury to not pick these 3. So thanks again. They worked very hard and we had a great time last week of doing so. Back to you, Firdaus.
Thank you. And the competition is warming up. Where's Amina? Amina, you and Wendy.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Amina Frenzy. Wendy is on standby to present her story. Thank you very much, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Can I please share my screen? Yeah, I hope my screen is clear. Okay, Hi, everyone. My name is Wendy Mlangeni. I'm a scriptwriter and director. The title of my project is Mbongeni's Journey. The genre, biopic, target audience 10 to 18, duration 52 to 90 minutes. Sorry about that. What if a talented young man has to unearth his past traumas in order to help other children in his community? Mbongeni is a biographical story of a talented African child performer who was born with a musical talent. He reached great heights at an early age and performed with the Black Eyed Peas, an international pop group, at the age of 9. He was then robbed of his promising future in music by his manager, Tebo, who never paid him a cent. He fell into depression and started using drugs for 12 years, but hold out hope that he can normalize his life again. He does so with the humanitarian intervention of 2 big sisters who reconnects him with his role model, will.i.am, through the power of social media. Today, he's a presenter at the radio station, inspires and motivates young listeners on and off air through his outreach. I believe that this story can be the best demonstration to the youth on how one can easily lose themselves and their dreams to drugs, but also motivates those that are already using drugs to dig deeply enough to try and find themselves to rescue that which is left. This story appeals to a global audience because the issue of drugs, it's not only faced by South African youth, but the whole world. It's been claiming lives all over the world. This project, so far, it's under research and development funded by the KZN Film Commission. And we're hoping to get funding for production. So we've already started writing the script, but we also think that this project can also be a documentary. It has a potential to be a documentary. Yes, I think, yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. Okay, I can just add. These are the pictures. This is a true story. Actually, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. This is I've seen Mbongeni on this journey, getting better, trying to find his life. This is his granny, who was even started getting sick because Mbongeni was on drugs, and then Mbongeni got better and better and better. So yeah, this story is very personal to me. Yeah. I'm trying to finish my 3 minutes.
Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, dear. Amina?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Wendy. As you said, it's a documentary and a true story and a very compassionate human story of a youngster in our midst, in our society, and caring sisters who came to his rescue. Thanks very much.
Thank you. And Layali and Archana.
Hello, everyone. Archana, is it okay? Shall I start? We have 3 talents, as you know. We have a new talent from Egypt, an immigrant Syrian talent, beside our 2, Derek and Blessings. All of them worked hard and they improved. Day by day, they are improving, and we'll start by Blessings. Blessings, go on, please. Blessings, you are here.
I don't see Blessing on here, but he says he's here.
I have seen him.
You have?
Okay, Derek, he is here, yeah. I saw him. Blessings? Shall we start with you, Derek, or Khawla? Who is ready, guys? Hello.
Layali, I don't see any of them. I don't see blessings.
No.
I don't see
From
Derek.
blessings, we are here. All of them are here. Look, they sent a letter now. So blessings, go ahead. Yeah, all of them, they sent letters. They sent on the chat, you can see them.
Yes, I see he says we are in the Zoom, but I don't know if he's in the Zoom online on Facebook instead of in the Zoom here. This is my concern.
Okay.
Okay. Layali, I will try to get them. In the meantime, let's go with Aldana and Tandiswa.
Great. Okay. I will leave it to you then.
Hi, hello everybody. I'm very glad and excited to be here. And I just want to comment that the next presentation deals with a very deep topic that concerns to everybody, not only African people. So I'm very glad to present the Dumpside Girl, and the scenario is up to you, the filmmaker. Are you there?
I am. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Tandiswa. I'm a freelance post-production coordinator, editor, and an independent producer. And I'm very excited to pitch to you my concept. Yeah. So can I please just share my screen with you for my presentation? Okay, just a minute. Come on.
Take it easy. When you have the first picture, we start.
Yes, will do. Thank you. Okay, there we are.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Start.
Okay. The name of my project is Dumpside Girl, the rare gift of a changed perspective. Sorry, I don't know. Oh, there. So it's a fiction film, feature film. It's drama, 90 minutes long, and the target market is 9 to 12 preteens. My premise is Posetu, the protagonist, builds her Dumpside community a fully furnished eco-brick house using the trash from the dump site in an attempt to restore her dignity within society. Posetu is a 15-year-old girl who is brought up by the dump site community. She was dumped at the dump site by her mother as an infant. Oh, wow. Sorry. She grows up to display very great artistic abilities, which lends her a bursary at an art school. Her new environment exposes her to a different world altogether, and the treatment she receives from others forces her to lie about her identity in order to be accepted. Her new environment also inspires her to want more from life, and she realizes the importance of having a home. This inspires her to build an eco-brick home for her Dumpside community. All is lost when Siposetu's secret about her identity is uncovered, and she stops building the eco-brick house that she intended to build. Siposetu, after much introspection and support from the Dumpside community, Siposetu reaches a point of self-awareness, and she realizes her true identity. That is when she gathers the courage to lead the community members to finish off the eco-brick house that she's building for them. The eco-brick house gains much media attention, and it also becomes a tourist attraction site, which lends Pose to a scholarship to go and study abroad. Poseto's story demonstrates that you can rise from the ashes to the castle through a change of perspective in circumstance. Her decisions are the key to her success. Why is this story important? This film not only addresses the social issue of children growing up in the dump site, but it also urges people to change their perspective when they are not satisfied with their reality. Because we are often so focused on the problem that we find, we forget that part of the solution could be in our decisions. And that's why this film is universal. That is why we, as filmmakers, are here. We therefore ask that you please help us raise the funds to go into research and development of the script for this film. I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Aldana.
Well, this is. I think that she did a great job summarizing a very, very rich story in the key points and the spotlighting the importance and the universal aspect of this movie that is good for anybody. These are stories of transformation, of decision taking, and hope. I wish you could understand and follow the spirit, the arty aspect of the movie, the beauty of the movie, and we hope everybody gets in love with the movie as I did. She did a great job.
Thank you, Aldana. Thank you. Thank you, Jan Willem. The competition's happening. So now we have Faith, who's going to introduce Nena and Moses. Is Nena there? I saw her earlier. Yeah? Okay. And Moses. So Faith?
Yeah, I'm going to let them do the presentation and then I will talk. Nena first, and then after that, Moses.
I'm just sharing my screen now. Does everybody see it?
Not yet. Okay, coming up. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Here we go. Me and my words, we've traveled faraway lands and to fairylands. Me and my words, we've made a beautiful world. Me and my words, we created momentary illusions of happiness, even when clouds were miles away. Even turned the teardrops in Mama's eyes into sparkles. But sparks can either turn into a burning fire that destroys or a burning desire. My world with sparks all over still turned around towards my burning desires. My tagline is words were a weapon, and I'll continue the presentation. Styx is an idealistic young girl in a poor and gang-ridden society who dreams of becoming a writer. And she dreams of becoming a writer, takes revenge on a local gang leader by killing him with her father's gun after he rapes a beloved sister. So what if a young girl who grows up in a violent era and surroundings wants nothing more than to escape by becoming a writer? She gets thrown into the violence when the gang leader rapes her beloved sister. She takes matters into her own hands, and by killing the gang leader, she sparks off a gang war that destroys almost her entire family. Styx is basically a 22-year-old female teacher and looks back on her childhood, reading from a book that she wrote about her own experiences of school children, which includes her younger sister, Pixie. The synopsis is Cliff is a gang leader who's in love with his older sister, Angie, and is therefore jealous of her boyfriend, Monty. He rapes her to brand her with a phone. Angela is devastated and she's convinced that she will lose Monty. Six can't bear to see her sister's anguish. He takes her father's gun and shoots through. The leader of the gang war, which eventually Monty is killed and Angela commits suicide. Six is in a state of guilt and depression, and she runs to the streets where she joins another gang to save both herself and her family. When her father finds out she's selling drugs, he drags her home, and this is the beginning of major changes. Visual realization. They live in an anonymous area. It's part of a big city where there are rows and rows of council box houses. Poverty is palpable. It is a world in which children see their fathers meet their mothers. It's a normal, everyday experience to see people making white pipes and smoking mandrakes and marijuana. It's a world in which the gangs sell drugs to primary school children. Almost everyone belongs to a gang and they have tattoos to prove it. It is a world like in Tracy Chapman's song. The cops come, but they don't do nothing until the woman is dead, and then they try to keep the peace. In this world, the shining light, we have our central character Six, who has a magic wand pencil, and she can make castles and cakes out of thin air. The content must be imbued with social realism, and doing so show the cyclical and inevitable way of life that is inherited and taught from father to son of these people. As a grown-up, she tries to find a connection between mandrakes and filtration into a community. But it's the story of the coming of age of a young girl who is to learn that every deed has its consequences. And with that, the disappearance dreams will come true. Six is a creative soul and needs for love in an absence of violence. She grows to great lengths to avoid violence, yet she's the one who ends up killing Skip. When her life is in jeopardy, she engages the emotions of the audience, and they will be rooting for life as well as her moral value. I just want to play with a clip from the beginning very quickly.
Yeah, Nina, as we're not really getting anything from your end, I just want to come in here very quickly just to let the rest of people know that I have read the script, okay, and it is a script that is a story of tragedy, but it's a modern day tragedy that will have a lot of positive, and it is something that could happen in any big city. And what I like about it is that the central characters are young women, and it's a story told through the eyes of young women and hardship that they go through. And it also had a lot of poetry and music in it. And the quickest thing I can remember, if you younger ones remember Eminem film, a few years ago that really broke. I actually think this is a very, very powerful script that can be worked to become a very, very good narrative. Thank you, Nina.
Thanks, Nina. So the next one is Moses. Moses, we will ask Bash to show your slides, and then you will talk over them. Bash, are you there? This is Moses.
Yeah, I'm here.
Thank you. So we are having a problem with Derek and Blessings because they don't seem to have the email that they should have linked into. They're basically watching us on Facebook and they think they're in the Zoom. So we're trying to sort them out, Layali. Okay, Moses.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. This is Moses Baraza from Kenya, a scriptwriter, director, and editor, also an actor. I major with children. I work so much with children, and I love making their films. So my film, or rather, what I want to pitch is called Story Yangu. Story Yangu, as a title itself, is just story. Then Yangu, it's a Swahili name for mine. So my story. Yeah. Now, the second slide. Second slide, please. Thank you. The inspiration towards the story, it's about a boy called Omondi who saw his father stealing. So he wants to become rich. Generally, he wants to become rich just like his father, but does not really follow the good ways of being rich. So he goes by the way he saw his father stealing. So he also becomes a thief at a tender age. Yeah, at the age of 12. So the inspiration behind it is what the teenagers are going through to become rich. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, I'll continue before the slide comes in. To the log line. The story is about Omondi, like I said. He wants to become rich like his father. He saw his father stealing at a workplace. Omondi takes this not as a bad thing, only because his father told him that whatever he took, or rather, so Omondi follows suits. And with this, he ends up in big trouble. He becomes a hardcore criminal. Next slide. The story. Omondi is a 12-year-old pupil. He hails from a humble background. He's a talented footballer. His father is a guard at a factory. His mother is a housewife and has a small sister called Cindy. At his father's workplace, there's a fun day where the employees of the factory are invited to come with their family members. On that day, Omondi comes with the father, but Cindy and the mother remain at home to work on a few errands. The function starts while children are playing. Omondi leaves them and follows the corridors as he saw two men carrying suitcases. Then, in that process, there's a fire breakout where everybody runs for their life. They assemble at a fire assembly point, but unfortunately, Omondi remains in the room because he's afraid to come out. When the father goes looking for him, he sees the two briefcases. He carries them, goes with them. That's when Omondi sees him. Yeah. When Omondi asks why he took them, he says that if he left them there, they will burn anyway, only to find that in the briefcases, there is a lot of money, and title deeds, and also vehicle logbooks. Their life turns from rags to riches. They become filthy rich. From there on, next slide. From there on, Omondi takes this as a behavior and gradually develops the habit of stealing. He is punished and expelled from different schools, but this does not change him. Anyway, his mother tries to correct him, but gets tired and leaves because of the pampering of the father. Omondi then turns into a hardcore criminal and goes stealing things from everyone. Yeah, even he steals from himself, from the left pocket to the right pocket. Then he runs. Yeah, thereon Omondi joins a gang of thieves. They get arrested by a mob. They are about to be beaten, or rather they get beaten, but the police come to their rescue. They are taken to the police station, then to the juvenile court, where now Omondi narrates the story, the whole ordeal. Then he's taken to a juvenile prison, thereafter to an approved school where he's corrected. But in that process, he teaches his father a lesson. He bites his ear, yeah, just like warning him to bring up the little girl Cindy to be a good lady, yeah, because if it's not for him, Omondi would have been a good boy. If it was not for what he did, Omondi would have been a good boy. The genre, the next slide, please. The genre. This is drama infused with tragedy. It's a work of fiction inspired by the real human condition as we have experienced it as we grow. And it's a real life experience from where we hail from. That's to give it its authenticity. Next slide. Tone and slide. The film is set to present slum dwelling in an urban city. Scenes depicting the present and contemporary times will be warm and familiar. We will use our signature tunes, that is a gengeton. In Kenya, there's some type of music we call gengeton, which is basically, or rather, heard most in the slums or in the ghettos. Then it will be we'll have some Afrofusion music to enhance the story. Then there'll be some blend of say hip hop music to show the change of lifestyle now from the poor lifestyle to the rich lifestyle. Characters. The main character in the story, Omondi, is a 12-year-old age, a pupil at a primary school. He has itchy fingers and wants to be rich like his father. The next character is Baba Omondi. At first we see Baba Omondi. He's a security guard at the factory. He steals from his employer, and in the presence of his son, he is now very rich. There is another supporting character called Angela. Next slide. Angela, a student from Omondi's school. She is the main antagonist in the story who tries to warn Omondi from his habits, but in vain.
Is someone keeping time for us? Is someone keeping time?
Why the story?
We have passed the time.
Okay. Moses, we are past the time. You've got to stick to the time. You still have about 5 slides. Do you want to do a last? You've got 30 seconds to finish.
Okay, why me? I am a filmmaker, scriptwriter, like I said. Thank you. There's the other slide. The target audience. This is a multi-market production for everyone, everywhere in the world. The budget, a total cash of 11 million Kenyan shilling. That is roughly 101,382 US dollars. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Moses.
Moses, thank you. This is a proposal that's only actually came in today. So that is the first I've heard it. And as I said to Moses, I can only start working with him after I've seen the proposal. And I haven't read the proposal yet, so that's what we're going to do next. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so
Moses.
much. Welcome.
Okay, so Blessings and Derek, an email was sent to them, so hopefully, Layali, they will link. But let's go with Hawa in the meantime. Yes, finally, welcome Blessings and Derek. If you can't get onto a Zoom, I do not know how you're going to shoot a film.
No, we can't. We don't have the link. We don't have the links yet.
Okay. Let's go, Layali. Welcome. Welcome, Blessings. Welcome, Derek. Just breathe. You are with us. Welcome.
Okay,
Take a deep breath.
Start with Hawla. till you take your breath. Okay,
Yeah.
are you okay, guys? Okay. Thank you,
And wish you
Arshana.
best luck.
Okay, I will. Did you
Okay,
hear me?
Khawla,
Or?
go ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
Please put yourself on mute. Blessings.
Khawla, relax. Don't worry. I know it's a short notice. Just relax.
Okay. My name is Khawla Abu Saada. I'm Syrian, but I've living in Cairo since 2012. After the revolution, I flee away with my family and live here, working here also. I have a master's degree in mental health for children and adolescents. I used to work as a Montessori teacher. I used to be a school director, arts school director. I worked a lot with the children from different backgrounds, from different cultures, and even from different countries. Iraqi, Palestinian, Egyptian, and Syrian for sure. The film called Postcard or My Secret Books. I still didn't figure out which the correct title. Feature film. It's 16 minutes. It's family comedy, social drama, and it's age 8 and plus. Angie, a 10 years old girl who lives in the kids' village, an orphanage that applies the alternative family method. She suffers from constant bullying from her pals and teacher in school because she is an orphan. She lacks love and affection from her alternative family, too. The only two good things in Angie's life are, first, her metal box, which contains secret messages from her uncle Mando. And second, her close bond with her 6 years old stepbrother Bahar. Bahar usually delivers to Angie Mando's messages through Grio, the village bus driver, who was an orphan in the kids' village too. Due to constant bullying and accusation she is subjected to, Angie decides to escape the kids' village and to meet her uncle. She sends Uncle Mando a message stating that she will escape from the orphanage if he didn't meet her at the citadel, at Muhammad Ali Citadel in Old Cairo. She successfully escaped from the orphanage and start her journey. But to her surprise, brother Bahar follows her and refuses to leave her alone. Through a journey filled with adventure, meeting new people, and discovering new traditional rituals, Angie understands the truth about life, sympathy, and real love, and how to always hold on to hope and never stop believing. Thank you.
Thank you, Khawla. Thank you.
Still, there is a lot of photos. This is for Mouled. It's a Sufi carnival, happened usually in Egypt to celebrate and honor religious figures. Part of the film will be in the Mouled.
Great.
Okay, and that's it.
Are you done? It was good, Khawla. Thank you very much. If anyone has any question, we have time for Khawla. Otherwise,
we go straight to Derek and Blessings, please, Layali.
Okay, Blessings. Are you ready, Blessings? Blessings.
We have been ready.
Great.
Wish you best luck, Blessing and Derek.
All righty. So let me share my screen, and then you guys confirm that you can see us. Can you guys see our screen?
Yes, clear.
All right. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon once again. My name is Blessing Mungwe. I'm pitching this film from Harare, Zimbabwe. The title of my film is When Angels Weep. The film is a drama, runtime 60 minutes, with a target audience of 15 years to 25 years. The log line of the film reads, a tenacious teenage girl stands up to her family, refusing to drop out of school and marry an older man. Her defiance ignites a girl-child revolution in the village, inspiring even women to find their voices after decades of silence. So, the premise of my film is that in Africa we've got beautiful traditions, but we also have some outdated, archaic traditions that needs people to stand up and fight against them. One of the tools that young girls especially have in order to do this successfully is education. So the synopsis of the film reads, Chipo's dream of a successful life as a doctor, that's what she dreams of. She studies hard and enjoys life in the small village. But as I said, we have traditions and cultures that oppress and repress young girls. So when she turns 15, she finds out that according to one of the traditions, she's supposed to be given to another family as a form of payment for a transgression that her father did before she was even born. She stands up against this tradition and says, no, I will not marry this man. I will not drop out of school. I'll stand up to you because I know I have a future and I have a very bright future. So her rebellion inspires and moves this whole village. Women, young girls realize that no, we do have a choice. We can speak up. We can stand up for ourselves. And this young girls becomes a beacon, becomes like this rallying point of one village to say, no, there are some norms, some cultures, some traditions that we need to let go. So that is the premise of the film. This film shows us the beautiful, the colorful village life that young girls lived. It shows us how they can be successful using education, but it also shows us the dark side of some of the village traditions. But with perseverance and tenacity, young girls can become what they want to be. They can become doctors, lawyers, pilots, straight from the village. That is, if one man can destroy everything, why can't one girl change it? Malala Yousafzai. This is the ethos of the film. One girl can change one village. And then if she changes one village, the next village can also change, and we can change the next village until the whole village of Africa is changed. This is what we're trying to say with this film. This is where we're coming from, to say, how can we change? And we start with our young girls. The key characters in the film are Chipo Monda, a girl, 15, tenacious, talented, and academically gifted. Your friends in the village, a shy but beautiful and sporty soul named Lillian. Sarita Sangoya, mercurial and musical. So these are some of the girls that she then encounters and manages to bring them along in this journey to say, no, as young girls, we have a right to be. And they become revolutionaries in their own village. Once again, why should audiences care about this film? Why should I make this film? Well, every African, well, at least all the Africans that I know have a connection somewhere, somehow to a village. We all come from somewhere. And this is the story of the beginning of this young girl's life. So everyone can connect. Every girl in the world can connect. Global audiences can connect to the story of this young girl to say, if she can do it, we can do it. Audiences will love the film. Other filmmakers will also love the film because this is a story that is relevant and needs to be told. And I think the time is up. I saw a hand going up. So that being said, I thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Blessings. It was very good. The images are great. So we'll go very fast now to Derek. Are you ready, Derek, my dear?
Yeah, boy. Yes.
Good luck. Good luck.
Hello, guys. Thank you so much. My name is Derek Nziago from Zimbabwe, a storyteller from Zimbabwe. My email address are there. I'm pitching the story, The Unexpected. The Unexpected is a drama. Running time is 60 minutes. Target audience is 18 plus. Log line. Society pressure pushes an already pregnant Makanaka to kill her albino son to please the village. But fate blesses her with a set of albino twins who give her the strength to fight the society. The synopsis is Makanaka is expecting her second child, shunned by the village, family, and husband for giving birth to her first child, Moses, an albino. She is desperate for a fresh start and their acceptance. She secretly sets her heart on fire, killing Moses in the process. Her husband and villagers assume it's divine intervention by the ancestors, and Moses is soon forgotten. As fate would have it, she gives birth to a set of twins, but this time she's unwilling to go through the ordeal again. So she confesses to her husband the truth about Moses, and together they face the village head on. So the mood of the story is it shows the trials and tribulations of the albino child in Africa. You know, so but if we get together at the end of the picture, if we get together as a community to tell about this story, we end up being happy. We end up being together. The key characters are Makanaka 18, a child bride forced to deal with the pressure of giving birth to an albino child. Moses, age of 5, an albino child who has to face an acceptance in the society. Namo, Makanaka's husband who failed to accept the birth of his son, albino child. Why audience will love this? It is because it shows the triumph of one woman to fight against societal prejudice against albinos. This is everyone's fight, and the audience will relate, and hopefully the film will inspire communities to change their perspective on albinism. Tinotenda siyabonga. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great. Change what we are looking for with our movies. Thank you for everyone, and the floor is for you, my dear Firdaus.
Thank you so much, Layali. Aldana, did we manage to get near Mecca?
I'm trying to get in touch with her by mail, but she's not answering now. She was very desperate because she could not communicate. I can try to make the speech, but I'm very worried about betraying, I don't know, her style or her. I don't know if it is a good idea if she doesn't say yes. I mean,
let me check with Besh. Besh, did you manage to get the email from Nia Mecca? Besh, are you there? She was sending a presentation. I think Rudy said that he'd asked her to send it to you. Not? Nia Mecca boy.
Can you phone her somehow? Because I can't.
I can try. I will try to do that. In the meantime, Leonard, Beth, and Nadia. We will start with Beth, then with Nadia, and then Leonard, just to give us their impressions. And I will try to get hold of Nia Mecca.
Okay, thank you. Difficult to start such an amount of projects, so inspiring. And I'm really impressed. As you said, it's impressions. I'm really, really impressed. And because we have we have different stories. We go from tragedy to resilience, to hope, to stories of courage, stories of justice, of prejudice, and all stories are very compelling, very strong, and but of course one or other better than the others, and I would like to maybe bring to the attention for some, like the story of when Angels Weeps, one of the last ones that was shown. I found very, very compelling. The pictures were very, very strong and moved. The postcard also, I think it's the idea of have a good life in an alternative family. Also, I think it's something will give a lot of interest for the audience. I think it's an international story. The paparazzi, I really like it, the project, the drama. It's very, what I see in most of the projects, they are very well presented. And I have to say that your team of supporters in the projects was very good. They made like a wonderful job, because the projects in some way were justified, were very, very well justified. Why I'm doing this story, why I'm doing this film. I would like to also say something from the youngest story, the drama from Moses, that I think it's not a nice story or like that has a happy end, but it's really a strong and very important point of view. And so I see a lot of contemporary themes and things that are happening in the society right now are presented in the film with very strong stories. So maybe I can pass on through a friend, as you asked for an overview. This is something that I have from my notes. The dancing girl also. Well, we have 2 or 3 stories that are girls' stories that we have to be very happy that we have to show these strong girls, and they're making their way with changes and with a lot of effort. So the dancing girl is really also another nice and happy ending story that I think it must be to be told.
Thank you so much, Beth. That's wonderful. A really good overview. Nadia?
Hello, everyone, and congratulations to every single one of the pitch presenters. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Absolutely inspired, absolutely moved, absolutely feeling quite overwhelmed, because you've done beautifully. However, with things like this, please remember that it's what resonates with you as an individual, that every single story is precious, has a great backstory. What we look for, and certainly what I look for and what jumps at me is how I'm feeling, what's important to me. And so I want you to know that every single story has depth, has texture, and congrats. It was interesting to see some of you put budget allocations to it, some of you didn't. I see the age category. It's very important to identify who's the age, who it's pitched at, whether the characterization, the story, the depth of the story is appropriate and relevant for the age category. And that's something you need to be very, very mindful of always. There was a broad range of age. One went all the way from 18 to 25. So the pitching around the specific age category, I was unsure of some of them. I want to say that, these stories are human stories. They move you, they inspire you, they pique your curiosity. I want to also thank the diversity of the stories and from different parts of the world. And to that end, to especially thank our howler as well from Syria/Cairo, which was pretty phenomenal. Thank you for that. Every single one of the stories had something that touched me. However, if I had to look at and the top ones for me, again, this is because of what is extremely worrying in our context within Africa certainly is around the stigma and the issues around albinism. And so I thought that Derek's story specifically that looked at that, the stigma, the cultural shifts, very courageous story. And I was really impressed with that. I liked that it was short, sharp, snappy, the way that he quickly presented it. And he told the story very quickly. Obviously, I was, as all of us are, I really enjoyed Wendy's because it's a docu, it's a real life story around the young, wonderful musician to have been with Black Eyed Peas, to then have been exploited in that awful manner by management, to have gone into drugs and then pulled his life up. And so this inspirational story that moves us, that brings a lovely point for it would definitely get to young people and be able to tell a very compelling tale. And so it's got a really good educative value as well to it, of course. I really enjoyed Sapo's story. Also because she talked about how you can film this, the young people can do it themselves with cellular phone technology. Her budget was like really, really reasonable. That it's the agency of young people to be able to take control and do something for themselves. And I thought that was really rich and lovely. I also did enjoy, of course, the dump site, also because it takes you on a journey, it creates something, there's an outcome. But every single story for me was really, really so wonderful. So I want to congratulate all of you. It's a pity that we just have to look at these were the ones that jumped out at me, of course. So congrats, and I'm sure you've worked well with your mentors. Continue to do that. Remember that when you are doing a pitch, you need to target in very quickly, very succinctly. You cannot ramble on about all the characters. You cannot do that. And you're telling a story which is image. Lots of text, no, it's image, it's pointed, it goes into it. Because it's like the elevator pitch. If you cannot tell it in 3 minutes, you would have lost the person who wants to invest. But brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Congratulations, everybody. Please keep going.
Thank you, Nadia. Very good. Thank you. Okay, Leonard. So everybody breathe, and relax and breathe. And Leonard is going to tell us who the top 3 are. But you can give us an overview and then you can choose your top 3.
Thank you, Firdaus, and especially thank you for all the pitches. I think it's going to be very hard for me to pick 3 now when I'm sitting here because these stories, as Beth and Nadia told us, this is huge stories, and I've been quite affected sitting here in Sweden, looking at these stories. The albino story was something totally new for me, and I totally see the reverse problem, and that was really affecting me strongly. And I agree what Nadia said. When you're doing a pitch, you need to make a pitch very, very strong. You need to skip all the facts. Just get us into the story so we can get into the screen. That is really crucial when you pitch something. The background and everything that we can read later. But I understand that all of you have strong backgrounds into these films. You are really passionate about making these films. You could really feel that. And I'm sorry for those. If you want me to pick 3 now, I cannot do that because I am totally confused, and I have a lot of notes here on my notebook. So I need to get back to you in a couple of minutes. But there was some of the projects that I was not really sure if it was a documentary or it was a fiction. For instance, the Mbongene's Journey that I liked very much. Is that a fiction or a documentary? I wasn't really sure because it wasn't told. My heart is very much into documentaries, so that's why I ask. There is also there was another one. Which one was that? Cindy's the sports film about the girl who wanted to be Olympic. I was wondering if that was a fiction or documentary, but I think it was a fiction after all. I like the paparazzi. I really like the paparazzi film. I like also the dump site girl. It was really, but Mbongene's Journey is ringing closest in my brain right now, actually, because I really like that story. Who was it? Who had that story? I haven't written it down, but you know what I'm talking. Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a documentary.
Sorry?
It's a documentary.
It is a documentary.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's what I figured out. But you didn't say it out loud, so I wasn't really sure. But you should do it, Dr.
We're battling between two, whether we can make it a biopic or a documentary. But we do have, yes, both.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah. No, then I agree, because I was a bit confused. And I really love the pictures of the 5 guys standing at the wall. That was my guys. Still, I really liked it. And what you see in these productions, I feel so sad, because it's always the young kids needs to take care of the situation. The grown-ups are nowhere, so they have to take into the consideration to, if I make a difference, I have to do it myself, and that is such a shame for us grown-ups that we just leave our kids. But of course, it's going to be a film. I like the unexpected, as I said. I like the albino, and I also like the postcard, because that is also kind of a traditional thing. A journey is always good to make a film of a journey. Carla, I really liked it, and I like the pictures as well. But that's me coming from Sweden, looking down to Syria and to Egypt. It's kind of me. For me, it's whoa. So I really liked it. But what do we do for those? What shall I cannot pick 3 now. That would be, I need to think. I need to have a drink.
That's all.
Or two.
A drink or 2, a day or more.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed by the stories. I must say, I'm amazed by the story, because I really didn't know, because you don't do that many children film in Africa, as we've been talking about. And then you have all these stories just lying here and presenting it with these big hearts and these fantastic stories. And I would love to have you, all of you, here in Malmö or online, or if you're going to, that's a financial thing if you're going to be here in Malmö. But we are very hard on but we give you 5 minutes. We give you 5 minutes to pitch. We are really nice people up here. We give you 2 more minutes. So, I'm looking through my notes, and it's packed with just, the strong background, of course, it's what I'm relying to. Every film, every project has a so strong background that it needs to be done. I mean, you need to get the money to do these films. Yeah, and if we can help some of you, I'm happy to do that. But give me an advice now, Firdaus. What can I do when?
Okay, thank you, Leonard. Thank you, Leonard, Beth, and Nadia. I think you had the hardest jobs, because you got this cold. Those of us who have seen it already, and then of course the pitch doctors who worked with them. So we've been dealing with it. And you're right, Nadia. What you said is what Aldana said at our last meeting: is keep it tight. Just you're pitching. You're not giving us a big story. And Leonard, that's exactly what you're saying as well, which is why we said 3 minutes. And we started with poor old Sapo, but then I saw, and I was like, okay, let's go to 4 minutes. Let's go to 5 minutes. We kind of stretched it. So what I would like to say is, obviously, thank you to the pitch doctors. Thank you to those of you who did actually work. You've worked tremendously on your pitches. We can see the growth. Thank you, Moses. You just joined us, so thank you. We have another, so Leonard was asking, what is it on the 30th? I knew this was going to happen. So we have a special session on the 30th that can give us a longer period, so that we go back, Leonard, to these pitches. And maybe there, I don't know whether we go back to just giving 3 minutes, and we have a few concerns. The concerns are the budget, the pitch, and the age group, right? So you can't say 15 to 25, for example. We've had these conversations, and I'm sure the pitch doctors have had those conversations with their teams as well. So it's really to tighten it. So we need to tighten in terms, and you can't say 52 minutes to 90 minutes. We don't know what that is. You can't say a documentary or a feature film. No, you've got to make the decision, and you've got to tell us what it is, because otherwise it's everywhere. I think what is wonderful to hear from you, Leonard, as you said, we are not making films for children on the continent in the way that we would like to. And there are so many stories. The other thing that Faith mentioned, which is always important from an African perspective, is how is the language of that story? Whether you live in a shack or in a palace, that is your home. How do you present your home? How do you talk about your home? How do you talk about each other? So even the issues that we talk about that are important, and that's why I sent to everybody Africa No Filter, the 8 points of storytelling, so we can look at how we shift our perspective in the way that we talk about Africa and the stories that we tell. And one of the journalists who's British said, if it's not a story about poverty or locusts or death or suffering, they're not sending me to Africa. They don't want to cover a good story. So it's also for us as storytellers from the continent to look for the good story, the happy story, the exciting story, the superhero, all of those stories. But for now, these are the stories that we have, and we are grateful for them and grateful to all of you for having worked so hard. I'm going to continue to send you an email, but I think we've said the 30th of July, which is on Friday. Is it? Yeah. So the 30th of July between 12 and 1 p.m., we will send you a separate link. It will be a closed session, so it's not an open session. Today was open on the Nelson Mandela Children's Film Festival and the DIF International Film Festival, the Durban International Film Festival. On the 30th, it is a closed link, which we will send to you. And then Leonard and Nadia and Beth, you may want to again consult with each other, but Leonard, you know that you have the overall first pick, the first choice. You have it as Mbrain. So we give that to you, and then we can have a conversation about where else we think some of these other stories might go. We think there's distribution opportunities, co-production opportunities. There might be other festivals. We know that we want to look at Beth and Brazil because the South-South collaboration is very important. I don't see Jitendra here, but I think he's also in the other Zoom, the open Zoom. From CIFEJ, there was an opportunity of looking at a link there, particularly with India and Africa. So there are those connections. And Jan Willem, the work that you and Aldana are doing anyway, generally, you're always there for us. So Argentina and the Netherlands. So we know that there are other opportunities, but we will stick to Mbrain. And then from there, we'll look at what we can do. So I think we have to leave. They want us out of this link now.
Can I say one thing? But I think the stories are universal. The stories we see are universal, even if the kids are in a different environment, but there's still the story. But of course, so I don't think there's a difference in that, because I think European or Nordic children can definitely relate to the story because it's about them. They can understand that. So it's not we're looking at a kind of strange behavior. I think the stories are very, very universal, and that's otherwise it won't work. So that's I have to underline that very strongly.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you, Beth, and then Nadia as we close.
Yes. I really would like to offer, as we discussed before, a visibility of at least 2 or 3 projects at ComKids Festival that will be now in August, that we also have a development prize. We were working with Leonard and with other people. And I think, as Leonard said, they are really universal, very strong. And as it happens in Latin America, there are many, many strong stories. There are people that are able to tell those stories. It's just a matter of opportunity. It's just a matter of financial, as we know. But we have to go in this way. And I really congratulate and celebrate this moment with you, Firdaus, and all these friends. It's very important what we are doing. Thank you.
Nadia?
No, absolutely. Totally underscore what's been said already by Leonard and Beth. Absolutely universal. And I just want to encourage every one of these script writers, filmmakers, that You know, sometimes you think the story is small, but it's in the smallness that you get that incredible bigness about it. And sometimes you think you want to make this big something when you really should be telling that intimate story. And so I think about that. Also, speak from where you come, where you are located. We talk about authenticity. It's very difficult for a middle-class African male to tell the story of 2 or 3 very impoverished women, for example, and their experiences and their lived experiences. So there's research, there's engagement, there's all of that. That shows their authenticity. You know, you can tell a story as a voyeur looking at something, or you can tell that story as a young person living through it, your lived experience. It is what is true to you. It will become so authentic, it will make your heart sing because you see the realness. If you come to it with outside eyes, immediately we can see that. So be located within it, be passionate, but it must be those stories that are real. And I said, small stories are incredible stories, and they're so layered. So congratulations to every single one of you. Please carry on. It's so important that we continue to create great stories on the African continent and to share with each other. And I know some of you all want to be big Hollywood filmmakers. It's these stories. They are African stories. They are South stories. They're so important. Congrats to all of you. Congrats to Dirf and Fidoz and everybody else. Well done.
Thank you. Archana, is there something you'd like to say?
I'm also really happy the way they have developed. All the films are very nice, and as Nadia has said, it's really it struck me very well. That simple story always, when you put it point and make it your own, it becomes beautiful, and that is what we see here. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I enjoyed it a lot.
Thank you. Aldana?
Well, I think that the many things very important are have been said, like the short, the accurate, the precision, the smiling, the security, the self-confident. You're going to sell an idea. It's literal. So you really have to be convincing and to be very sure internally which is the main reason why you think this film should be done and which is the uniqueness of the film. Because there are many stories that look aside and you have to say this is particular because this is what it will finally hook someone to say, well, this is my story, I will back this. The uniqueness, don't forget that.
Okay, so is it okay that we close? Is everybody okay? Anybody want a last minute, last word, last anything? No? So thank you, everybody. We will see you again on the 30th. And I hope by then you will literally do 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And Leonard, you have to choose the final stories on the 30th. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye, Firdaus.
Bye-bye.